Welcome back to the Deep Dive, everybody. Today we're diving into a Bundesliga matchup that has all the makings of a classic. Eintracht Frankfurt taking on Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, and we've got Tips Moto's expert analysis to break it all down so we can make some smart bets.
That's right, because here on the Deep Dive, we are all about using cutting-edge insights to see what the supercomputer is telling us.
All right, so Frankfurt versus Dortmund, what jumps out at you right away?
Well, on the surface, you see Frankfurt third in the table, playing at home, Dortmund all the way down in 10th.
Right.
But I know we like to look a little bit deeper. Right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Frankfurt, they've really been a surprise package this season.
Have they?
Yeah. If you look at their underlying stats from last year, they were, you would have expected them to be like mid-table at best.
Rest.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they've just unlocked this incredible attacking force.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that. What makes this attack so potent?
Well, first of all, you got to look at Randall Colomwani. He is having a breakout season.
Yeah.
His movement off the ball is exceptional. He's constantly creating space for himself and for his teammates. And then on top of that, Frankfurt is tactically very flexible. So they're comfortable playing a high press, but they can also sit back, absorb pressure, and then hit teams on the counter.
Which theoretically would be a real problem for Dortmund if they employ that high defensive line, which I know they like to do.
Exactly, yeah. And, we've got to talk about Dortmund's defensive issues as well. It's not just that they're leaky, but there are specific things that make them susceptible.
Okay, break it down for me.
Well, it seems like that high line, which was so effective under their previous manager, it's kind of backfiring now. It's partly personnel, right? The new center back pairing just hasn't quite gelled yet.
Right.
But it's also tactical. They're struggling to press effectively as a unit, which is leaving gaps.
And those are gaps that a team like Frankfurt is going to know how to exploit, right?
Exactly, especially with, a player like Colomwani.
Exactly. And we can't ignore the fact that Dortmund's down in 10th place.
Yeah.
Coming off a loss to a team that's fighting relegation.
Right. To Holstein Kiel.
Yeah. What's the vibe like over there?
You got to think the atmosphere is tense. The pressure's mounting on the manager.
Yeah.
So this match is absolutely crucial for them.
Yeah. But, even though they're struggling, we can't forget about Dortmund's attacking talent, can we?
Oh, absolutely not.
They still have a really formidable front line, and they're going to be desperate to prove themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Frankfurt, adaptable, dangerous on the counter.
Right.
Dortmund, a little shaky at the back, but they still pack that offensive punch.
Exactly.
When we start to look at the stats, what are they telling us?
Well, Frankfurt has scored at least 2 goals in 8 of their last 14 games.
Okay.
However, their expected goals against, the XGA, is higher than you'd expect for a top 3 team.
Okay.
So what that suggests is that they've been riding their luck a little bit defensively, relying more on individual brilliance than a really solid system.
So they might be overperforming a bit defensively, which is, unsustainable in the long term probably. Dortmund, 1 win in their last 7 across all competitions.
Yeah, rough.
That's not great.
Not great at all.
Did the underlying numbers suggest anything different?
Well, their expected goals, their XG, suggests that they haven't actually been as bad as the results indicate.
Okay.
But it's just, it's a worrying trend nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I do want to point out, though, Frankfurt hasn't managed a clean sheet in their last 6 home matches.
So even though they're playing at home, they're still letting in goals.
Exactly.
So that could mean that even though Dortmund is struggling, they might still find the back of the net.
Exactly. That's why this is such an interesting match.
I can't wait. All right, prediction time. Hit me with it. What's Tips Moto saying?
All right, Tips Moto is predicting a 3-2 victory for Eintracht Frankfurt.
3-2. All right. Now, I've got to say, I'm not entirely convinced. I get the logic, right? Frankfurt's attack is dangerous. Dortmund's defense is vulnerable. Plus, Frankfurt has that home advantage. But 3-2.
Yeah.
It just seems like, given Dortmund's desperation, I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe, play a little bit more cautiously.
Yeah, I think that's a really valid point. They might prioritize just, defensive solidity, try to hit Frankfurt on the counter. Could end up being a much tighter affair than Tips Motor is anticipating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we love a good bet here at the Deep Dive. What opportunities are jumping out at you based on all this?
Both teams to score seems like a really strong play here.
Yeah.
Like we've been discussing, both sides definitely have the firepower to breach each other's defenses, and neither team is particularly known for clean sheets, so.
Yeah. That seems like a very logical bet. What about over-under?
That's a tough one. I mean, Tips Moto is forecasting a high-scoring affair, but I'm actually kind of leaning towards the under. If Dortmund does opt for a more conservative approach, this could turn into a real tactical battle, you know?
Yeah, I love those. Any individual players we should be keeping a close eye on?
Tips Moto highlighted anytime scorer Omar Marmoush.
Okay, Omar Marmoush.
He's been in, scintillating form for Frankfurt lately, scored in his last 3 appearances, and his pace could cause real problems for that Dortmund backline.
So there you have it, folks. A clash of styles, potential for goals, some tactical intrigue, and a few betting angles to consider. What stands out to you? What are your predictions?
It's a match that could really go either way. Will Frankfurt be able to maintain their attacking momentum, or will Dortmund's desperation force them to play more cautiously, more pragmatically? It's going to be a fascinating tactical battle, that's for sure.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And for more in-depth analysis like this and expert predictions, remember to follow Tips Moto on all your favorite social media platforms.
That's right.
Don't miss out on your winning edge. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
See ya.